would go see any top list of the best animated features, there's a really good chance that you would see this one on a list. Not only that, but you'd usually find it way up there, like close to number 1. But honestly, I can understand why. This movie is about 75 years old, and it still amazes audiences to this day for its technicality. For number 9, this is Disney's second animated classic, Pinocchio. Although this is Disney's second feature, this feels more like their first actual movie. I know people always say that Snow White is the first. I mean, I can't argue with that fact. But the thing with Snow White is that the film is so whimsical and so lighthearted that it feels more like an 80-minute silly symphony cartoon. Not to say that it's bad, in fact, it is really good. I just wouldn't really consider it as a movie per se. Now, Pinocchio, on the other hand, this is where the crew went all out and put their animation skills to the max. From Geppetto's many different clocks to Stromboli's puppet show to Pleasure Island to the ocean to Inside Monstro, this truly defines master craftsmanship in animation by giving us so many things in a matter of a feature length. But it's not just the animation that really got me. There are many other great factors in this, like a memorable cast of characters. Some of the ones I like include Geppetto, Figaro, Lampwick, Monstro, but my personal favorites out of all of them are Honest John and Gideon. These two are the prime examples of love-to-hate characters. They have this right amount of comedy and nastiness by always conning Pinocchio into a bad road. They're so despicable that you end up loving them for it.
Well, Stromboli! So that old rascal's back in town, eh? Remember, Giddy, the time I tied strings on you and passed you off as a puppet?
But then comes another factor that I love in this film, the moral. Not just that, but the way they present it. What the movie is trying to tell us is to be good at heart and your wish will come true. Or else. It's a nice moral on its own, but it's the or else that really gives this movie some balls. Even more than the animated films nowadays. It's one of those very rare instances where the bad guys actually get away with their crimes. Honest John and Gideon have their money, the coachman is making profit, and the bad kids, as far as I'm concerned, are forever turned into donkeys. It's definitely dark. In fact, this is the one that people agree with the most on my top 10 scariest Disney moments. But it's definitely effective. It actually shows a major consequence if you've been bad. Good things can only happen to good people. Sure, there will be bad people who will persuade you to do bad things, but you must have an understanding of what's right and wrong in order to go to the right path. Which brings me to the ever-popular song, When You Wish Upon a Star. This song has become so popular that I consider this Disney's anthem, the one that everyone thinks of when the word Disney comes in mind. And after recently watching it, I think I fully understand what the song is trying to say. It's not just, hey, a star, I wish on it. A few hours later, boom, came true. Actually, the moral comes into play in this. It's not just anyone who can have their wish come true. You have to do some good in this world. Geppetto brought joy to others with his toys, so as a reward, his wish came true and Pinocchio came to life. And because Pinocchio saved Geppetto from Monstro, he gets his wish to become a real boy. In fact, this is the meaning to the lyric, "Fate is kind. She brings to those who love the sweet fulfillment of their secret longing." It's like life's reward if you do good in this world. You do good for others, and eventually, something good will happen to you. Now, if I do have to point out one thing that did disappoint me in this, it would have to be Jiminy Cricket. Now, in his later many appearances, he's shown as the symbol of good, the man who knows the true difference between right and wrong and gives out the best advice. Here, however, he does none of that. He's more like the comic relief trying to relate with the audience of the 40s. That, and he doesn't have a background. We don't know where he came from or what he did before the movie. All we know is that he was a hobo cricket. That's it. Okay, maybe there was that one time where he tries to be an actual conscience, but even at that...
All right, then. Here's what we'll tell him. You can't go to the theater. Say thank you just the same. You're sorry, but you've got to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
Pinocchio! Woo-hoo! Oh, little boy! Ah, there you are. Where were we? Ah, yes. On to the theater!
Bye, Jiminy. Bye.
Hi,
Goodbye.
diddly-dee.
Huh?
Pinocchio just completely ignores him, making Jiminy pretty useless. I don't know, I just find that he's way better represented now than he did in the film. But other than that, this movie really did good. And by being good to others for being so beloved, it got its wish to be forever remembered as an animated classic.